think you should.
So the off-season is just around the corner, and this means you have 1 week without real competitive play. Most people will take this time off, which gives you the perfect opportunity to surpass your competition so you can kill those placement games. Welcome to Off-Season Bootcamp. Today's video is sponsored by Haste. Try it now for free and reduce your online ping and improve your connection to Overwatch and other game servers. You'll never have to blame lag again. Let's start off with some aim training. Most aim training videos basically say to just practice. However, practice doesn't really help if you don't know how to practice and how you should be aiming. Here's how you can effectively train your aim during your week off. First, consciously work on improving your crosshair placement. In CSGO, they teach you to place your crosshair at where the enemy's head will be. So basically, keep it at head height. Overwatch is no different, except for the fact that some heroes have different heights. Most heads are around a similar height, however, so try to keep your crosshair there at all times. If the enemy team is running heroes of a different height, adjust your crosshair accordingly when you anticipate they will be rounding a corner. This will help you greatly because it reduces the amount of time it takes for you to get your crosshair to the enemy's critical hit point, their head or the middle of them if they're diva, or wherever it is on their body, which will allow you to get kills faster and survive more. You really want to consciously work on this as much as you can until it becomes habit. Once it's habit, you're going to see improvements in your fragging capabilities significantly. My next tip for aim training is to try to practice shooting from high ground. This is important because it's a different aiming experience when shooting from a higher point down to a lower one. And given that the high ground is generally regarded as an advantage, you're going to want to make sure you have the ability to aim from high to low. To practice this, load up a map with some sort of easy to access high ground and put Ana bots on the enemy team. Make sure you have headshots only enabled, that way they can't damage you, but you can damage them. Then you can sit on the high ground, or better yet, alternate between high ground and low ground. That way you can practice both of them because they're both important, and aim for those juicy headshots. This will be a very good and comprehensive aiming experience. Route 66, Noombani, and Hanamura are all good for practicing shooting from the high ground. Remember though, don't forget to train shooting from the regular ground level as well because it's equally as important. The final topic we're going to talk about regarding aiming is how you should be moving when doing so. Standing still and moving in a straight line are both very obviously easy ways to get yourself killed because you're very predictable when you're doing either of these things. So you should not be practicing aim training when standing still or moving predictably. Even if the Ana bots on the enemy team can't hurt you, you should still be moving as if they could be. Strafe left and right and integrate crouching into your aiming style and your mechanics and get used to it, because once it becomes habit, you won't have to consciously think about moving and moving unpredictably while shooting. If you get used to standing still or moving in a straight line, that's going to be a pretty hard habit to break. So break that right now during this off season. Hop into those Anabots bot matches and practice your aim while moving on that high ground position, also on low ground, and really aim for headshots as well. If you do these three things, you should be much better off for next season. Your mechanical skill will go up if you continue this further than just this 1 week you have off, so keep practicing it. Let's now move away from aim and talk about the heroes you're picking. This isn't really a meta discussion, this is more of a discussion geared towards knowing your comfort picks. You should have a few heroes you know you perform well on, you've practiced a lot, and they're probably your most played heroes. And with these heroes, you should be able to outperform your rank on. Ideally, you have 2 to 4 of these types of carry heroes that you know you can do well with. On top of this, you should also have some heroes that you don't necessarily do great on, but you don't suck on either. These, believe it or not, are a must, and I feel like a lot of people get this wrong. They have heroes they're definitely really good on and they can carry with at their rank. However, when they're forced to play something else, they bring down the team. That shouldn't be a thing. You should have a few heroes you're very good on, like I said, but you should also have a very wide variety of heroes, like 4 to 8 heroes that you just know the basics on and you know how to not suck on. And 3 heroes I recommend having on at least one of these lists, either your very good list or your not suck list, are Ana, Lucio, and Reinhardt. A team that doesn't have a good one of any of these 3 heroes, or more specifically, a team that doesn't have anyone who can play these even at a mediocre level, is gonna be the losing team, especially with Reinhardt. I can't count the number of times I've gotten into a game and everyone in there says they suck at Reinhardt. If only you had one person on your team that didn't do great on Reinhardt but didn't suck at him either, your team would be much better off. So learning these 3 heroes and incorporating them into one of these 2 categories is going to be absolutely killer. It's going to be amazing for you, and it's going to help you a lot more than you might think. If you cannot suck on these heroes, it'll help your teams greatly. So take some time, watch some guides, and learn these heroes at a very basic level. And also, obviously, have a bunch of other heroes that you don't suck on. I'm going to mention it here. If there's a hero that isn't in either of these categories, you can't carry with them, and you don't suck on them, so you suck on them, you shouldn't be playing them at all. If someone tries to get you to play them, you shouldn't do it. And this doesn't mean never play supports or never help your team. This means your list should include a wide variety of heroes. It means have at least 1 tank, have at least 1 or 2 supports, ideally 2, have maybe 1 or 2 DPSs. Make this list very comprehensive so you have some heroes from every category that you don't suck at. If you just learn all of the DPS heroes and you don't suck at all of them, when you're forced to play support, it's not going to go well. So make sure you're never being put in a position where you have to play a hero you truly suck on. That's going to help you greatly as well. And the final tip I have for off-season bootcamp, because I can't really overload you, you only have 1 week, is to study up macro play. This is pretty easy to do. It's very broad though, so let me give you some more specific examples. First, you should know proper hold points on every single map. I can't tell you how horrible positioning is at lower ranks. Even in platinum, low platinum, I see people not holding at choke points. I see them sitting right outside of the enemy spawn, and I see them all just scattered around and just kind of team deathmatching it while there's a payload just somewhere nearby. Don't be that guy. If you know the hold and the choke points, you can inform your team of them and give your team a huge advantage if they can use them right. And that's going to help you as well. You can single-handedly carry games by informing your teammates of the right places to go to. Above plat though, this isn't really so big of a concern. Another example of a macro play is knowing ultimates, and not just knowing your own ultimates, but the enemy ones as well. You should be planning your ultimates accordingly so you never overuse or underuse them. Before every fight, you should say, all right, what ultimates do we have, and do we have enough for a team wipe? And if you have enough for a team wipe, use the minimum amount required for that team wipe. You don't need to use all 6 ultimates if you have them all. You can win 3 fights with 6 ultimates in a row if you use them right. So that can really just hold a whole point if you have all 6 of them, so don't overuse them. And on top of that, part of overusing is also not underusing. If you know the enemy team has a Zenyatta, you can't use the Zarya's Graviton Surge plus Dragon Strike combo or other combos similar to it. So you got to make sure you're planning out ways to counter that, maybe with an Ana Grenade or a different ultimate combo that Zenyatta can't really counter as well. Maybe Graviton Surge and Diva Bomb, because nobody can really counter that. Make sure you're keeping these things in mind, and a great way to do this is by watching pro play. You can look up OGN or Gosu Gamers, and both of them have a lot of high-level games that will teach you a lot. All you have to do is watch. You don't even have to sit and take notes. You don't have to make it a painful experience. Just watch and enjoy the game, and you'll pick up on a lot of things you didn't know before. I promise you. Hopefully this video was helpful. If it was, be sure to leave a like down below and comment your favorite breakfast food, because I'm hungry. And also be sure to click that video on screen. The video on screen is a top secret method for never missing a single shot ever again, and Blizzard doesn't want you to know about it. So let's fight the system, go against the man, and click on that video. And I'll see y'all in the next video. Have a good one. Lone Hawk out.